The Great Reset is not a theory, it's a plan. This ain't about helping people, it's about control. Big banks, big tech, unelected global elites, they want to rebuild the world their way. Digital IDs, social credit, carbon limits, lab meat. They're not hiding it. They're programming it into our future. But here's the truth nobody wants to say. This isn't just human greed. There's a demonic intelligence behind it, working through them. And they want your soul, not just your compliance. That's why they divide us. Because if we ever unite under truth, this whole system collapses. So now's the time. Unite. Speak truth. Say no. Because if we don't reset them, they will reset us.
Hi. Thanks for joining me. Today, I want to take a look at... What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, that? Don't worry about that. I need some background music for while I'm talking, and my little friend offered to help. So, as I was saying, today we'll be taking a look at the Tartaria and Great Reset conspiracy theories. The idea of Tartaria is that there was once this global scale, technologically advanced civilization that came before ours. And this civilization, Tartaria, was destroyed and erased from history by the elite cabal. So the story goes. The fall of that empire is what people call the Great Reset, replacing a world with free, unlimited energy and grand, beautiful architecture with the New World Order. This is going to be fun.
This is some of the most sophisticated and impressive architecture in the world, Tartarian architecture, and apparently all this is built, all of this, guys, with a hammer and chisel and some scaffolding. No power tools, no laser precision. The etheric energy antennas at the top of these buildings, harnessing energy from the atmosphere, creating free electricity for this building, for the people, all in perfect harmony. Look at how beautiful this architecture is.
Sorry I sped through some of that. He was rambling about how it's impossible to chisel limestone. Some guy in the comments caught my attention. What do you expect from them? They believe the sun is bad for their skin. I mean... Oh yeah, you can also pay $1,000 a year to join this guy's course to learn to be more like this guy, I guess. Oh my god. This guy's made $10 million from scamming weird conspiracy ants. I think I might be in the wrong line of work. I have a lot more to say about this guy, but for now, let's get back onto topic. Okay, so that was some beautiful architecture we saw there. But if it wasn't chisels, how did they make these buildings?
How are these Tartarian-style buildings possible? How do they have such intricate detail? Why can't we create things like this today? Is this from Christ's millennial reign? Did we miss it? Nope. Structures like these are most likely created with fallen angel sound technology, and these structures were likely a part of Babylon or similar. Also, the fact it's called Tartaria, Tartarus is hell, guys. That alone is a dead giveaway. I like to back everything with scripture, which is why I like the Haven Bible app. I put this theory into the app and asked, in a hypothetical sense, does this track? And you guys are going to be blown away by what it pulls up. So Cain's descendants developed various technologies and skills such as metalworking, music, and city building, straight out of Genesis. Jubal, a descendant of Cain, was the father of all those who play the lyre and pipe. Music and sound may have played an important role in their culture. Lucifer fell and was the prince of music and the prince of the power of the air. All of a sudden, the cathedral windows with cymatics on them make a lot more sense, no?
I'm starting to understand why these people don't believe in chisels. This AI Bible-themed chat app says it all makes sense, so it's enough for me. That's all I need. According to Sensor Tower, an analytics software, this particular AI Bible app has 400,000 downloads. Whew. And, oh my god, and this app made an estimated $300,000. It's a lot of money. There are a lot of people out there getting bunk information confirmed to them by their own AI personal Jesus, from this app to others. It all seems blasphemous to me, but what do I know? It seems blasphemous to me. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm not sure we can credit AI for some of her many, many controversial views.
And to Christians that borderline worship them, I don't believe that they are Christian whatsoever. Because tell me why the LGBT headquarters are in Jerusalem.
Very little was said. Very much was understood. That's my Yoda quote for the day. That's my wisdom to you. I hope you enjoy that. Going back on topic, I think I forgot to mention that it is canon belief that Tartaria was inhabited by Nephilim.
The Smithsonian Museum has been trying to hide that giants existed. But here's the big problem. We don't actually know when the Great Pyramids were built. They could have literally been built 300-400 years ago in Tartaria. We have no idea because everything they've told us is a lie. But we do know that these superhuman, these Nephilim, fallen angel hybrid offspring, we know that these things were incredibly powerful, probably the way the pyramids were built.
I'd like to give a shout out to AI for its ever-present role in recreating historical events. Like the time giants built the pyramids, the youth will surely flourish with videos like this on the internet. Completely unrelated, I want to show off this man's masterful design skills. If you have land you're willing to let us borrow for revivals, let me know. Anywhere in the USA. I had to look up what a revival was. It seems to be like a Protestant ritual in the woods to make you see the Holy Spirit or something. I'm just putting this out there. My ritual parties in the woods are much more fun. Is it low-hanging fruit to say this man looks like emaciated Ethan Hawke? Perhaps. Is he playing his part to make the world much dumber for all of us and therefore deserve it? I leave that up to you. If you feel bad for him, you can financially support him in 5 different convenient ways. All right, I found someone with a lot more to say about Nephilim.
So like people think that like the Nephilim are they were only giants. They weren't giants. They were pretty small too. There were small things, duendes, gnomes, elves, dwarves. These things were also Nephilim creatures. The fairy folk, like they were called the Tuatha is what they called them. And so it was like a race of small animal mixed with human, mixed with other things that became like fairies that kidnapped children and drank their blood and did all kinds of things. So there was big Nephilim and there was little Nephilim. There was all kinds of different sizes. Like if you don't, what makes you think if it's going to make a giant, it wouldn't make something small as well? And in fact, like a lot of this stuff is distortions of Nephilim genetics mixing with human genetics.
Okay, first off, I don't know why he's being so mean to this woman. Clearly, she's small, but to suggest that she might steal children and drink their blood is maybe a bit far. Bit much. This guy is supposed to be demon erasing, but instead he's channeling the spirit of Randy Newman on a piano. So I guess what we saw here is like a kind of trailer for his new movie series with the most creative name I've ever heard in my life. Ancient Angels. Access to it is only $26 Canadian. Ew! In this economy, even junky discount bin knockoff movies cost too much. Okay, so going back, on topic, people keep mentioning some unlimited source of energy in Tartaria. Let's see if I can find someone who knows a bit more about this.
The ether powers everything. The wires don't power your lights and appliances. The field does. Now we live in Tartaria where we don't use the ether properly. Tartaria was the ether-powered civilization. Tartaria was an autotrophic or breatharian civilization. They built structures like this, but had no plumbing or sewage system. Do you think they were incapable? After the clones took over, they didn't know how to operate. They were defecating inside of palaces like these. I mean, on the stairs and in the corner of rooms.
Oh, wow. This is such a beautiful building. Yes, it is a very beautiful building. Oh no, my stomach is rumbling. I guess I'll just shit in this corner here. That's a great place. I just went in the stairwell. No one can seem to agree on how this Great Reset happened. But one theory is that geysers erupted, spewing mud all across the world, covering up the old civilization. And then the elite secret cabal has tried to hide the truth since.
They've been hiding the true answer to this question from us. Why are these doors and windows halfway in the ground? In the early 19th century, strange events were reported worldwide. Cities were uncovered from layers of mud, revealing buildings buried up to their rooftops. A global disaster seemed to have buried entire civilizations, erasing them from history. But here's where it gets unsettling: the Tartarian Empire. Tartaria was an advanced empire shown on old maps spread across Europe and Asia. They built amazing structures, had advanced technology, and could harness energy from the atmosphere. Some believe the mud flood was meant to erase Tartaria and hide their knowledge.
Oh neat, this person also sells overpriced C-tier movies. From what I understand, the reason a lot of these cities are elevated like this, that extra floor up, is from the advent of electricity and modern sewage. How do you put big cables and sewage pipes under a city? Well, just lift it. Sometimes parts of a city are lifted because of flood risk, like Seattle, Venice. Honestly, I should not even spend the time debunking this garbage. It feels like I'm giving it too much respect, like way more than it deserves. These people look at a situation they don't understand and they come up with the weirdest, guaranteed, the weirdest explanation to it every time. It's gotta be lizard people. Some say, instead of, or also including the mud flood, that the civilization of old was melted down with advanced laser technology.
What you're looking at right here is the melted cathedrals of the old world, and I'm going to tell you the weaponry that was used to liquefy and melt these stone structures. Now, first of all, there is no doubt that a lot of these structures that you see were old world buildings, and during the last global reset, they were destroyed. Now, here's some of the weaponry that could have been used to melt these structures. Very likely that concentrated laser directed energy weapon technology was used to melt all of these structures, guys. Also could have been microwave or scalar energy technology. And if such technologies were directed towards stone or metal, it would vitrify it, turn it to glass, or melt the structure entirely. This is something that could also cause instant petrification. Something that we see across the world with a lot of these giant beings, but we'll talk about that in another video.
Why are all of these ruins in publicly accessible tourist sites if the New World Order wants to hide them so bad? How was that? We doing good? People can't even agree on where this all happened. Sure, some people are globeheads who think all of this happened on the maps that you were taught in school. But for those who aren't just sheep, they know that it all happened on a flat earth. But that is a topic for another time. The real deep divers, who do their own research, will even tell you that this all happened in the Americas.
America is the old world. So I went to the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. Nashville, Tennessee, to check out this exact replica the Matrix says was built in 1920. Really sit with that for a second, because if you were blindfolded and dropped off here randomly, you'd swear you're standing in ancient Greece. Once you start paying attention, you see examples of ancient architecture all throughout Nashville. A lot of you locals have seen these Greek and Egyptian style buildings. And it doesn't matter where you are, right? Every major city in America has these old world structures. Rome never fell. The founding fathers, all Freemasons. They didn't build any of this, they found it. And then you look at the supposed architect. You mean to tell me a Civil War veteran, Master Mason by the way, laid out the blueprints for all of this? No. You gotta understand secret societies.
Some say that all of it, basically everything, all of history happened in the Americas. I'm starting to wonder why the rest of the world's even here, to be honest. You can all just go away. All you do is steal credit for our great pyramids and create evil German scientists. There's a chance you heard about this back in 2020, but I imagine, like me, you had no idea what these people were blabbering about. The Great Reset was a big topic back then, But they thought that the pandemic was going to be another global reset. Like that was the next one in the timeline because it keeps happening.
We need a great reset,
which he positioned as the solution to the world's most urgent issues. The dark reality of Schwab's agenda is detailed in his best-selling book, COVID-19, The Great Reset. His endgame mission is to replace independent governance with a top-down controlled, one world government and a central bank-controlled digital currency.
When they say, you'll be happy, what they mean is, you'll be enslaved.
When they say that you'll be happy, what they mean is that you'll be enslaved. This goes a lot further into 5G, demons, the beast system, and other apocalyptic prophecies, but I don't have time to cover that right now. I promise you I will deep dive on each of these topics at some point because they make me laugh. I find them funny as hell. So, what do you think? What happened to the old world? Was it melted down with advanced alien laser technology? Or was it covered in mud and then covered up by the elite cabal? Or maybe this is all just insane nonsense spewed out by an army of grifters and con men looking to make a quick buck off of the mentally ill. But who knows? In a post-truth society, reality is whatever you want it to be. It is crazy how much deeper each of these rabbit holes go. So if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, the hype button, whatever, all of that. Click everything. Just start clicking everything on your screen. That'll go well. Honestly, live it up a little. Punch the keyboard. See what happens. I'm new here, and that means you'll get to say that you found me before it was cool. And that makes you cool. Let me know which of these topics I briefly touched on is most interesting to you, and maybe I'll get to it next. I hope you have a fantastic day and an amazing week, and I hope you have the coolest life ever. I'm sorry, I'm not good at goodbyes.